Hey y'all, this is Mickey G. Well, I had to confide in my partner Rodney that I have a problem with shrinkage. Not that kind of shrinkage. Listen in and see what we're talking about in this edition of Old Fools Talking Old School.
You get a slant on these TVs, man. I tell you, it's something else, man. I'm looking at this dude now that's head of CNN, man. He's trying to turn CNN into a right wing outlet, it seems, and getting rid of all the brothers and the sisters. He got rid of Don Lemon. And I'm like, boy, look at him. I just don't know. Since Trump has deemed Fox as not worthy, now they find him another one.
Well, I noticed that, they had him on there, Trump on there the other night, and it's sort of a little bit surprising that he was on CNN. And I'm like,
Exactly.
well, they, probably going through that, we don't want to seem like we're, prejudiced toward anybody, the kind of thing. So I figured that was the reason, especially after he got on there and acted a fool, as everybody know he was going to.
Exactly.
And, but I was a little surprised when I heard that.
Yeah, and then to fill the audience with pro-Trumpers in there to make him like he's that appeal is over at that station. It almost kind of makes you lose faith in everything. Oh, they talk all this noise. Well, I know it's rating and money driven. That's what it's about, because they saying that all his supporters are leaving Fox in leaps and bounds. So, it's kind of like the diabetes medicine, since Biden has made them, put that limit of $35 a month that they can charge. Now they done sold these folks on that it's a good dietary thing. You can lose weight.
Yeah.
And now people with diabetes can't even get the dang medicine, Yeah. So it's about making money. They like, well, since he did that, we're gonna go another way in the advertisement to make our money back up, because that diet business is always lucrative. So I'm like, boy, it kind of makes you lose faith in this crap.
Yeah, it's funny how it seemed like early on with the commercials, it was, primarily diabetes, control your A1Cs and that kind of thing. And at the end, they would say something like, and oh, by the way, you might lose a little weight, kind of thing. And now some of these commercials are almost, flaunting the weight loss part. And oh, by the way, it may help your A1C levels too.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, boy, they flipping the script on that stuff now.
Sir. They're keeping out there, to flip it around so we gonna make up that money difference, because that, diabetes, of course, is $1 billion business, but that weight loss is a whole lot of $1 billion business, So they finna make that money up.
Yeah, they trying to do, but I guess, like you say, diabetes is primarily, geared toward people with the disease. With that weight loss thing, I mean, they get the people who actually do need to lose weight. And then you get all those people who want to be sculpted, they go in and get all these different, I mean, it just seemed like, years ago, there was a couple of options. You got, gastric bypass, or that gastric sleeve, or liposuction, and these days they run these commercials down here and they got like 20 different options. You could do the one that freezes the fat, and the fat sort of dissolves on its own. And you can do the Sonobella thing, which I think is laser thing.
Yeah,
and
which sounds too good to be true. One treatment, I'm like, wait a minute now, are they doing surgery? What are they doing?
They supposed to be, like that laser is supposed to be basically zapping the fat, But I know I was reading one of them. They were saying that I think it's that one that freezes it. That the one thing with it, sometimes all that fat will sort of coagulate, and you have this what they call it, the butter block syndrome or something, where you got this big like block of fat that's still in there. It hadn't gone away. It just all sort of congealed together. And but I know they try to sell people, oh yeah, you can come in on your lunch break and you'll be back at work. I said, yeah, you go in looking like you about 400 pounds, you come back to lunch and you down to 125. People are like, wait a minute, what you done got done at lunch?
I'm telling you, boy, they can sell anything, though, boy. These
Oh,
people are trying.
I tell you, man. I was thinking the other day, they've been running these not commercial, but the actual news stories on this, the shrinkage of food products, and stuff over the years, how you paying more and getting less.
Yes, sir.
And I was out last Saturday running around, and I'm just one of those kind of people. At a certain part in the day, if I had had lunch, I got a debate to myself: do I really want to go get lunch and then have dinner in a few hours, or do I just want to get something light and just wait basically to dinner? But I know I need something. With my diabetes and all, I need something. I don't need to be going without food. Period.
Right.
So I got in that situation Saturday when I was out running around, and I said, well, I was over by Burger King. I was at Office Depot, and I was at Burger King right across the street. So I go up to the menu thing and look, and I'm like, I don't want nothing big. Of course, they got the big burgers and everything. So I said, well, let's just give me a Whopper Junior. And I had a bottle of water in the car with me. I said, just give me a Whopper Junior. I said, I don't need the meal. I just want the burger. I said, that's all I need. So I pulled around, went through the drive-through window, pulled around, and I said, I'm just going to park out here under this little tree and eat it and then keep going about my business. So I got out there. And I'm unwrapping it, and I said, "Oh damn, man, they done messed my order up. They gave me a sausage and biscuit." And I kept unwrapping it. And I looked, I said, "Well, no, there's some tomato, there's some lettuce." And I pulled the bun back on it. I said, "I guess this is a Whopper Junior now." But
yeah, man.
I swear, brother, I thought they gave me a sausage and biscuit.
I know it. It's funny you say it. Rosin came home from getting her Manny and Petty, and she knew I'd probably be hungry because I don't eat breakfast too much anymore. So she brought me it was a Whopper, and as I was opening it, I'm like, "Man, there's like a sausage and biscuit right here," And I opened the damn thing, and the shrinkage is something else, man. It's just small. You can't hardly find a big burger, regular burger anymore. I know Sonic will still have a regular size burger, but I ain't been there in a while because they kind of ticked us off the last time we went there. But man, the shrinkage is there, bro.
Yeah, man. Like I say, when I started unwrapping that thing, and first thing that popped in my mind was, this is a sausage and biscuit. And I looked and said, no, this is actually a burger. And I know Hardee's still has a pretty big burger. I mean, in fact, sometimes it's too big. And when they talk about doubles and triples, I'm like, oh God, no, I ain't how can anybody eat all that?
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, and then just, I guess it was Tuesday this week, I go to Sonic, the Subway. I need to stop eating all this junk food. So I'm going to go get me a sandwich at Subway. And I go in, and you know how it is, if the sandwich is $6.99, but if you get the meal, it's like $7.99. I'm like, well, for $1 more, you might well get the chip and the drink. So I said, yeah, just go ahead and give me the meal. So I got the meal, and I sat down, and I opened that bag of chip. It wasn't a half a bag. It wasn't a third of a bag. It was probably a good quarter of that bag had actual chips in it. I mean, I had to look down in the bag to make sure there was chips in there, and I poured them out on the wrapper from the sandwich and all. And I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, nowhere near the top of it. I'm saying to myself, why do you waste time making a bag that big if you're only going to put that little bit of chips in it?
You're supposed to get full after the breath of wind that comes out when you open it.
I guess so. I look down in there and I'm like, I don't believe this. I'm like, yeah, they talk about the shrinkage. It's definitely a real thing.
Yep, it damn sure is. Because I noticed when Rosin comes back from the commissary, because she and I eat just about like everything with us. We eat different stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a which we can't even hardly find anymore. I like the salt and vinegar.
Right.
Subway is about one of the only places that you can find it anymore. And but I like that kind of stuff, and I'm a forever Cheeto person, and she's like Fritos and barbecue potato chips and that kind of thing. So we have several bags up there, is what I'm trying to say. And man, every time I grab one, it's like if I squeeze a little bit more, this thing's gonna burst because ain't nothing in it but air.
But air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, boy, everything you get nowadays is just seems like it's just less, but it costs more.
Yeah, I always say to myself, there's this little, I call it a country store, but it actually is uptown here in Murfreesboro. It's one of the few sort of family-owned stores around. It's called Junior's Market. And I said, you can always tell when you're in a little country store, family-owned store, their chip section is all Golden Flake. It ain't Lay's. You can go and find Lay's. I said,
Yeah.
everything in there is Golden Flake. And Golden Flake now has about 30 varieties of barbecue potato chips only. They got sweet and honey. They got sweet, hot and this. And
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're in a country store now. They got all them Golden Flake bags up there.
Yeah, man.
And I didn't know that Walmart even sold them, because I mean, I go down a chip aisle and it's all pretty much Lay's,
Yeah.
And I was walking through there one day, and I happened to go down through another aisle, and I'm like, why do they have all the Golden Flake stuff on a whole different aisle? It's almost like, well, we're gonna carry it, but we ain't gonna put it over there with the rest of the chips. We're gonna put it over here by itself. And I told me, I said, I didn't know Walmart carried Golden Flakes. Yeah, but it ain't on the chip aisle. I said, yeah, I found that out today.
Mm-hmm. It's something else, man. These marketing people, boy, they know what they want to sell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the way I can say. I like this little store I used to go to is the one I used to go. They used to have my chicken backs back in the day. They don't carry the chicken backs no more. I used to go down there and man said, Mickey, you bring these chicken backs in here and I got to fry up 10 of them to get a meal. I said, I know there ain't a whole lot of meat on them, but for some reason I've always liked chicken backs. And I go in there. I know they don't got them no more, but I just go in there though, just to walk around. It's sort of got that full meat department aroma to the whole store. You walk in and all you can smell is the meats. And I go in there and I walk around. I usually grab me a couple of bags of Golden Flake chips and bring them home. They have skins in there, pork rye. I'll get a bag, 2 of them and stuff. But it just I just like to go in there and walk. It reminds me a little bit of the store I worked at when I was back home when I was in high school. So I'll go in there and look, and they got, like I said, they got the chicken, the chicken quarters cut up and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they'll do just about anything. They got pig feet and they got all that kind of stuff in there.
That's the urban market.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I say, it's right uptown, and most of the people that go in there are white people.
Yeah. We got one called Winco like that down here. And you go over on the east side, you got that family name of the white family that's in the black neighborhood taking all the money out of it. And they got everything. And if you want to find something exotic, or not necessarily exotic, but what black folks used to eat, you'll find it in there. And it reminds me of, like you said, the whole meat department smells like the store when you walk in the store. But Winco is kind of taking up that slack. It's the same way, man. We go over there, man. They have them ham hocks all cut up nice, pig feet, pig tail, all this stuff. So we shop over there. It's closer than the commissary. We go over there, quite a bit. And but yeah, man, it's something else. Now, one thing I will say about them now, they still have like the full proportions over there. And they'll cut the pig feet up, instead of having the whole foot, they'll cut it up in quarters and stuff, And yeah, man, things have just definitely changed.
Yeah,
I don't know.
When they went to the big box store, especially when Walmart got in the grocery business, everything just changed. And you just, like I said, you got to find those little niche kind of stores to find stuff like you said. I go down there, they got them like 10-pound rolls of bologna that you can slice yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you got
Yeah.
those down there.
Yeah.
And I went down, and we've always liked these chuck wagon steaks. And it really goes back to days growing up at Dairy Queen. That was Dairy Queen's back in our day. That was Dairy Queen's premier sandwich, was a chuck wagon steak, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it's like a breaded beef tenderloin kind of thing. And that's what my dad would always get. The kids would always get them little square burgers, you know, and he would get the chuck wagon steaks. And then when we got older, you know, when we could buy our own, we'd go down and get this chuck wagon, you know.
Right.
And all of a sudden, once again, I couldn't find them. I remember, in fact, Mark loves them. I finally found some at one of those Dollar General markets there's one in this little town called Woodbury between here and McMinnville. They had them for a while. So I went down there and we loaded up. We got about 10 bags of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went back down on my way to McMinnville. Well, actually on my way back one time, I went in there, looked in the freezer case, didn't find them. And I finally found a guy that worked. I said, "Yeah, man, do y'all carry those chuck wagon steaks anymore?" He said, "No, sir, we don't carry those no more. You know, we used to carry them, but when we sold the last of them, they didn't get no more in."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Oh man, I lost my one source from a chuck wagon steak."
Right.
And down there at the little country store, Junior's, I was walking through looking at the freezer section. What's in there? Chuck wagon steaks. I'm like, all right, I got me another source.
Yeah, jackpot, huh?
Yeah, I told Mary, I said, "Guess what I found today?" She said, "What?" I'm down at Junior's. Matter of fact, Junior's is a store that the lady hit married. She was walking into the store, the lady was backing out and hit her and knocked her down.
Dang.
And she said she's had a phobia about going back down there ever since. But I said, "Guess what I found in Junior's today?" She said, "What did you find, Joe?" I said, "I found some chuck wagon steaks. I bought me 2 or 3 bags of them."
I'm telling you. See, that's the way I am about, which I never see. But I'll go to the store and I'll walk through because I'm just going to get certain things. But sometimes just to get my steps in, I'll walk around the store and look.
Right.
And because Roslyn primarily does all the shopping, but growing up, man, I still have a thing for pressed ham. Boy, we used to eat pressed ham. That was my shit. Pressed ham and sandwich bread on the bread. Boy, that was some eating right there. And but those little stores like that, they have pressed ham, and I was like, "Yeah, get me about a pound of pressed ham, you know, and I eat them for about 2 or 3 days, and I done had enough now."
Enough of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, but they good for that. You ain't gonna find that at them other stores.
No,
big box stores.
And that's exactly why I go down there, because sometimes to avoid the traffic going the normal way home, I'll cut through town. And I'll go down there and say, "Yeah, let me stop in Junior's, just walk around." Like I said, I'll go in there and walk around and see what all they got. And that's one of the few places I can find. I don't know why these other stores, I can find the grandma cookies, the one of the chocolate chip. Because all the rest of them carry the chocolate chip and the chocolate raisins and all that. But they don't carry the chocolate chip as much. So I go in there because they got them. And I'll pick up a couple of packs of them while I'm in there walking around. And you know, it's one of those things, such a small store. They only got like, I think 3 checkout lanes. And, you know, you walk through the door, "Hey, welcome to Junior's." You know, they all friendly and, you know, real nice people. So I like going in there just to walk around and grab some stuff.
Yeah, I generally end up going to like these little stores. Well, I done figured out who has the best price on it, because Rosalind will go and buy. I understand the logic, but I can't stand it. I'll say, "Hey, you know, pick up some paper towels." Like, she come back with these paper towels that smear across the counter. You know, I'm like, that ain't picking up nothing. You know, so I go and get me some Bounty, and I'll buy them like 6 to 9 packs. You know, of course, now you know they about 21 or whatever dollars, depending on how many you get in there, right? And shit, I go by. I know I've gone in there and spent $60 ain't nothing but toilet tissue and paper towels. I'm like, I'll be damned.
I was about to say the same thing, because me and Mary, you know, she does shopping too, and I'll say, "Well, you know, we got, you know, we'll store them up there in the attic in the garage." I said, "Well, we go ahead and get some paper towels and stuff." I said, "They, you know, they don't expire." So sometime I'll be in there and I'll say, "I'm just gonna go grab." Of course, this all goes back to the pandemic mentality when it wasn't
Exactly.
done there. That's exactly what it's about.
Yep.
And I said, okay, I'm gonna pick up some toilet paper and some paper towels. And same thing, I get up to the register and check out, and I'm done spent $80 and ain't got a damn thing to eat. No
Exactly.
food at all in the basket. And I said, ain't this crazy?
Yep.
Toilet paper and paper towels, and you spending that kind of money.
Yep. That's it. That's exactly right, man. I get up there, man, and I'll be damned. And because I'm thinking, my logic is, okay, go on, don't just buy one. It's like, you're gonna use it, and like you said, it's not perishable. So yeah, I go on, stock up, and that's on top of what I still got in the closet down there, because I bought a bunch of them during the pandemic.
Yep.
That were, it was I don't know how many packs are in there, but they're each individually wrapped. I said, well, I'll keep that as my reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep adding on to it. And I go in there, man. And she come back from the store. We unload the groceries and stuff, man. I'm like, where the paper towels, man? There's paper towels in there. She done bought one pack of 6. Like I say, you need to use the whole damn roll to wipe off the counter. You wipe across, it just smears. I'm like, give me a break.
Yeah.
So,
well, that happened to us back during the pandemic. Couldn't find Bounty, so man brought some home, some of that generic. I think she got it from the Walmart Sam's. She got it from Sam's. She brought it in there, and man, we opened one roll and said, "This just ain't gonna work." I said, "We got to use it because we got to go find some Bounty." But I said, "This just ain't gonna." I mean, it's almost like using that 1-ply toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's like I got to roll up so much of it.
That's right.
The worst thing you can think about is, wiping your butt, and all of a sudden you smeared it on your hands.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm rolling up so much of that stuff. I'm like, no. I said, come on. Especially like if you go to a hotel or somewhere, that's all they have is 1-ply.
Yes, indeed.
And I said, no. I said, we got to find some Bounty paper towels. And I know I'm the worst. I could probably use one to do most of the stuff I do, but if I ain't got 3 sections on there, I don't feel like I got enough.
There you go.
And she'll come in and say, Mickey, all you got in your trash can is paper towels. I said, I know it. I said, but I can't pull one off. I got to pull 3 at least.
That's right. Well, every time I use it, I'm looking, I shouldn't be getting nothing on my hand. When I rub it across there should be enough. And I try to find the one where it's got the one full sheet, but inevitably I pull the one where you can pull off the one little sheet. I ain't found a mess yet that I can use that one little piece for.
Me either.
I need to have a whole sheet of it. So I'm like you. I'm grabbing 3 of them at one time.
Yep.
And wiping across there. But man, I keep that. I just said okay, because I told her one time. I said, it makes no sense. You're going to the grocery store. Just pick up the shit. It don't matter. It's still coming out of the same money, because if you don't get it, then I'm going to get it.
Man, it's amazing what you have to pay for toilet paper and paper towels these days. And the Sears and Roebuck catalog and J.C. Penney catalog, they ain't even an option anymore. I'm going to have to grow a forest in the backyard just to supplement our paper income. Well, hope you enjoyed this edition of Old Fools Talking Old School. Join us next time. Until then, peace.